Good morning. Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. Russ McCann coming to you live this morning. It's Sunday morning. Man, it's pretty early, isn't it, for Russ McCann? So guess what? I am doing 30 days of live video right here in social media, and I'm actually broadcasting live this morning on Facebook, in my timeline, and also over on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So it is 8 o'clock here on the West Coast, and you know what? It's Sunday morning, and that's fairly early for me. Hence the hat. I haven't had time to take in a shower. I actually haven't even shaved yet. And you are the first people that I've actually spoke to. So guess what? I get a little frog in my throat. It's Sunday morning. It's the casual version of 30 Days Live with Russ McCann. We're just going to have a little bit of fun this morning, and wherever you are, hopefully you're having a really super amazing weekend. I love these fall weekends. It's kind of rainy and drizzly. Here in Northern California, we need the rain for sure. And I'm starting to get into the fall season. As most of you know, I love the summer. I love being out by the pool. I love it when it's 105 degrees outside. But when it starts getting cold, I kind of don't get into my groove. But guess what? We started decorating for Christmas yesterday. And I'm going to share a couple of things about that. It's been kind of an interesting day yesterday. So needless to say, I'm starting to get into the season a little bit, right? So anyway, I thought I'd come live with you this morning. If you are with me live on Facebook and or over on YouTube, feel free to type in the chat. I always love to interact with people. I can't hear you, but I can see your comments. And as many of you know that have been part of my Facebook Lives, I actually bring the comments on screen and we all can be a little bit interactive this morning. So anyway, just thought I'd say good morning. I've been normally going live around 10 o'clock every day for the past 5 days. I made a commitment to go live every day for 30 days, and I thought I would certainly go a little early today, kind of unplanned, but I'm thinking these are all the things I have to do today. And if I don't do the live early, I probably would not do it. And I've made that commitment. Are you kind of like that too? Where once you make a commitment to yourself to do something, you actually do it, right? Certainly if we promise our kids to go to the park or to do something fun, we do it, right? But sometimes when we make a commitment to ourselves, we actually let ourselves off the hook, right? I think naturally it's like that. So anyway, I have a tendency of letting myself off the hook, and I made a commitment to go 30 days live. So guess what? I'm doing it early rather than later. And guess what? There's Denise. So Denise is just like open up her eyes. Like I said, it's early. I think I woke her up. And anyway, so I'm going live. I'm getting it out of the way because I got to get back to my decorations. I got to get back to that. So hey, we'll play, how about if we play a little kind of Christmas jingle to get us all in the mood, huh? Let's see. There, we got to get the volume of that up, right? A little Christmas music to get us in the mood, right? Costco's got decorations out. I'm sure Home Depot does too. They are wanting you to go right now and buy decorations. So if you don't have, there you go. There's a little bit of jingle to get us all in the mood. So, all right. Happy Sunday morning, everyone. So for those of you that have been, see, what's interesting about today's Facebook Live is I don't have my normal group of people that are in the chat at 10 o'clock in the morning giving me love. Patty Montgomery and Grace and let's see, Heather and all of the normal people that are part of my Facebook Lives are going to go, wait a minute, you did the Facebook Live early today and you didn't tell me? I mean, literally, I scheduled the live 15 minutes ago, and guess what? It's just me. And anyway, I'd love to be interactive. If you are with me, Facebook Live, feel free to drop in a comment. I love that, even over there on YouTube. And hey, by the way, I just have just started a YouTube channel, right, to be a little bit more hip on social media. I actually start a class tomorrow on how to use and grow my YouTube audience, right? But anyway, I jumped the gun as I always do, and I've been in there playing in YouTube. So we are broadcasting live in YouTube. So if anybody's over on YouTube, they can actually put in comments. and I can see them at the same time as all my Facebook group, right? So pretty cool stuff, pretty amazing technology, just getting better and better to be able to utilize social media in this way. You know, social media is to be social, right? So I'm interacting with you this morning, and that is always awesome. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about healthy recipes. Now, many of you know I am a certified health coach. I've been health coaching people all over the country for the last 15 years. I left my job in corporate America as a vice president for a food distribution company, and prior to that, I spent 22 years in the pizza business. And so I do love food, and but as a health coach, especially around the holidays, I try to give some healthier alternatives. And so if you go to my Facebook timeline, you can see many of my healthy recipes. I'm going to try to post a recipe for the holidays every other day. So so if you get a chance, you know, go down below this live on my Facebook timeline, or if you're on YouTube, you can find me at Russell McCann over on Facebook and grab these recipes. But I'm going to share a couple this morning, and because a couple of them are typically, we got to bring in the jingle again, all right? Okay, to kind of get us in the mood of these recipes. So I'm actually going to start with one that's probably one of the most popular, and that is cauliflower mashed potatoes. Now, it's kind of a mock version of mashed potatoes. But I don't know about you, if you've ever tried cauliflower mashed potatoes, if done right, they are really, really good. And so we can avoid the starch from the potato, but you know what? We can still enjoy a really good recipe. So I'm using turkey bacon, along with some green onions, a little bit of cheese, and a little touch of yogurt to give it a little bit of a creaminess. Anyway, I love this recipe. And I posted that this morning over on my Facebook timeline. So make sure that you go and take a look at that. I actually posted the full recipe, so I'm not teasing you saying, hey, ask me for the recipe, right? But the one that I posted a couple of days ago, and by far this one gets the most activity of any holiday recipe, and the reason why, it is absolutely amazing. And it is cauliflower stuffing. And so cauliflower stuffing is made up of these ingredients. So celery, a little green onions, a little parsley, a lot of mushrooms, a lot of cauliflower, a little salt and pepper, some sage, all of the traditional spices that you would see in a traditional stuffing. But instead of using breadcrumbs, we are using mushrooms and cauliflower. And it is so good. Yeah, there's more music. I'm in a rut, right? So yeah, I'm showing this video. This video is of the cauliflower mash, or not cauliflower mash, cauliflower stuffing that I made. And yeah, I think I'm going to play the video again because it's really, I want you to hear it. Can you hear that? Oh, that sizzling sound of stir-fry vegetables. Yep, yeah, it's really, really, really good. So if you would like the recipe of that, just drop me a note in my timeline, and I'll make sure that you get the recipe. Right before I went to bed, I sent out a bunch of these recipes yesterday. So anyway, that's a little bit about the two healthy recipes. So we've got cauliflower mashed potatoes and cauliflower mushroom stuffing. Both of these are going to be really great healthy alternatives for you. And they are so good, especially the cauliflower stuffing. They are so good, they may actually replace your traditional stuffing. You take this to a holiday event, or you serve this Thanksgiving, and everybody's going to want to know where you got that recipe, and make sure you let them know Health Coach Russ McCann. So I think that's always kind of fun. So, all right. Well, again, good morning, everyone. I know people are popping in and being a part of our Facebook Live. Most of you are probably going to be watching this in recording, so make sure you show me some love in the comments below, or if you're over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Right here, there's a little subscribe logo if you're over on on YouTube. So make sure you click on that and subscribe. That way you get notification at any time that I go live or I post any information. And so it's always fun to do that. So, okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about decoration. So we talked about decorating for Christmas and when would be the best time to decorate for Christmas. Most people, I think the consensus, most people were to decorate after Thanksgiving. I think that's pretty traditional. I think a lot of people after Thanksgiving on Friday, well, some of the group is going shopping. The other group is going out in the hunt for a Christmas tree, right? And then begin kind of that holiday decorating kind of happens that weekend for a lot of folks. I've been noticing, however, as I drive around the neighborhood, people are starting to do this a little early. Maybe that's COVID. Maybe we were so kind of locked down and we just needed something to do. And you know what? If you are looking for something to do, Christmas decorations are a great thing to do. Like I said, Costco and Home Depot are loaded full of Christmas decorations. So yesterday, Heather McFarland, a good friend of ours and health coach, we were talking about when it was a good time to decorate. And she said she actually puts up her tree prior to Thanksgiving and she decorates it as a Thanksgiving tree. And I'm going to see if I can zoom in here a little bit. So this is a shot of Heather's tree. She sent it to us, and it's got leaves cut out. And I think the leaves have messages where people write on them and write what they're thankful or grateful for. And so I love that, Heather. This is something I talked to Denise about. I'm not sure I've got her convinced to do a Thanksgiving tree, but I love that whole idea of identifying things that we're grateful for, because there's so much going on that we do have to be grateful for. And you know what? Why not celebrate that season? So I love that tree. And then I had Patty Montgomery. She sent me a picture of her Christmas decorations. And Patty, I'm not sure if this is your current Christmas decorations or if this was from years past, but I love it. Got a beautifully decorated tree, a little Santa Claus over there on the table. I love the presents around it. And yeah, I love it. So I'm starting to kind of get in the Christmas mood. So if you're joining me here on Russ McCann Live, 30 days of Russ McCann Live, feel free to drop in some comments while we are live. Or if you are in replay, make sure you type in some comments in replay. I look at every comment. And if you have a question, I'll make sure to respond to you. So, all right, so let me kind of give you an update. As I mentioned yesterday, I've started decorating for Christmas. The plan was right after my live yesterday to go up into the attic, pull out all the Christmas decorations and get started. And actually, at the beginning of the day, my goal was, man, by the end of the day, I want to have this all done. So that was my goal going in. I have not met that goal. So let me show you this picture. So I brought the tree out, and over the last couple of years, my pre-lit artificial Christmas tree has been having large sections of lights go out. This is about a 12-year-old pre-lit Christmas tree. No, by the way, lights don't last forever on a pre-lit artificial Christmas tree, just so you know. And so I thought, well, I'm going to just take all the lights off, the old lights off the tree, and then I'll just put in new lights. So I started with some wire clippers, and I would clip and pull the light out, clip and pull, and guess what? This has turned out to be a major chore. And I started to get a blister from the clippers because it was not spring loaded. So I went and got my yard shears that are spring loaded, and that helped a lot. So I'm actually using my yard trimmers, yard clippers, and I'm clipping the wire and pulling the light off the tree. And they've got these tied in there pretty well. If you look at a pre-lit Christmas tree from Costco, they're pretty tight in there. So I started down this path to remove the lights, and you know what? And so I've been getting some comments from people over on Facebook. So yeah, here's the pile of the swept up electric clippings. All right, and so people said, well, why don't you just go and buy a new tree? And I don't know if you, but we have a really tall artificial Christmas tree, and they're almost $1,000. And I don't know, maybe it's worth it to do that, but something just said, you know what, I can get another 10 years out of this Christmas tree if I just get rid of these lights that don't work. I'm going to put in some new lights. And if you can see in this picture in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see pictures of some lights that I've put back on the tree. So this is after I've removed the old lights and put in the new lights. So I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, it is a little bit of a hassle to put the lights on it. We used to do that when we'd go out and cut our own tree and put lights on our own tree. So it's not like it's the end of the world. But needless to say, I don't want to go spend $1,000 on another artificial tree and throw this one into the landfill. That probably wouldn't be environmentally sound. So, and the other reason why I did that is that we actually have a very beautiful artificial tree. It's very full. It looks very real, especially with all the lights and decorations on it. So some of the new ones I see are a little thin and they don't look as nice. So quite frankly, I am using my previous tree, but I am, clipping out all of the old wires. And somebody said on Facebook that they thought maybe Buster had gotten into trouble, right? Buster is a little mischievous. He's our year and a half old boxer, and he loves getting into things. And Michael, Buster didn't do this. This was Russ. Buster looked at me like, "What the heck are you doing?" Or no, Buster was looking at me. "I'm sure glad it was you doing it this time instead of me. I'm glad you're going to get in trouble." So anyway, this is not Buster. This is Dad doing it. So anyway, good morning. Good morning for those of you that are just waking up. We are Facebook Live with Russ McCann. 30 days of live broadcasts with Russ McCann. We are broadcasting live in Facebook and over on YouTube. And I'm doing this every day. Normally I'm doing this around 10 o'clock, but my apologies to my 10 o'clock crew is I woke up this morning, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get back into these decorations to try to knock this out today. And I'm thinking, if I don't do the broadcast early, I probably would skip it. And I made a commitment that I am going to do this 30 days in a row, nonstop Russ McCann on Facebook and over on YouTube. So anyway, hope you're enjoying it. If you are joining me live, terrific. We've talked a little bit about healthy recipes. There's two of them that you can find in my Facebook timeline, the cauliflower mashed potato and the amazing, and people have already been asking me for this recipe before I even posted it, and that was the cauliflower mushroom stuffing. And it tastes exactly like traditional stuffing, but instead of breadcrumbs, we're using fresh vegetables. And anytime we can replace the carbohydrate-rich breads and things like that with fresh vegetables, I'm all in. I think cauliflower made that possible. So everything is cauliflower, right? It's the new kale. Remember when kale became the kale salad and kale chips and things like that? So yeah. So let's see. All right, we got some comments this morning. Hey, good morning, Ada. So Ada says, I think sometimes pulling these wires off the tree is therapeutic. Ada, you are absolutely wrong. There is no therapy to it. Now I like taking the leaf blower and chasing leaves down the driveway. That's therapeutic. And when I started, Ada, clipping the wires off the old tree, it was a little therapeutic, but I got to tell you, by the end of the day, I don't know if you can see it, by the end of the day, my hand was swollen to the degree where I needed to put an ice pack on the very top of my hand. And it's that motion of clipping the wires, and that's a motion I don't do very often. And literally, it hurt the back of my hand. So anyway, so yeah, I put an ice pack on it. So not so therapeutic. But you know what? Here's the deal, Ada, is that when I finally get all of the lights off and I get the new lights on, right, I am going to just absolutely love it. I know it. So it's going to be worth it in the end. I wouldn't necessarily call it therapeutic, but hey. So, hey Ada, by the way, have you ever taken the wires off of a Christmas tree where you actually had to cut them out? Now, putting lights on and taking lights off every year on a real tree, that might be a little therapeutic, but actually cutting the old wires out and just because they're, so tightly put on these artificial trees that they sell at Costco and Home Depot. But yeah, not sure therapeutic is quite the answer. So anyway, well, good morning. So it looks like Ada's joined us live, and if you're joining me live, feel free to drop in the chat where you're coming in from. I always love that. I started a little bit early on my Sunday morning crowd. We've been doing these 30 days of Facebook Live every day now for the last 5 days. And we have, so today is day number 6. And like any good commitment, if you make a commitment to yourself, follow through with it, right? So I woke up a little early and I know I'm going to get into the decoration. So I thought, well, I better get into this live before I forget it or skip it. And then I wouldn't be true to you. And so every day for the next, I guess now, 24 days, I'm doing a Facebook Live. Normally going to be around 10 o'clock in the morning. That seems to be good for everybody. Once in a while, I'll sneak in early or I'll come in late. And if I have an interview, I'm in the process of scheduling a couple of interviews with some people that I think you'll be very, very interested to hear. Some amazing stories, some great information, certainly going into the holidays. And so we will be bringing on some guests. And so we'll be doing that probably later on this next week or maybe next weekend. So look at that. Hey, Patty. So Patty is part of my regular 30 days live crew. And normally I'm doing this at 10. Patty, I snuck in early on you this morning, right? So definitely caught you off guard this morning, I'm sure. And I'm sorry. But as I was just telling everybody, I'm doing it early because I've got these decorations to finish. And if you haven't listened to the full live, maybe go back and watch the rest of it in replay. I'm just about ready to wrap up. So good morning, Patty. So let's see. I don't really think I have too much more to kind of share this morning. I've already talked about these healthy recipes, and oh, this is a good one. Cauliflower stuffing. Right? You can hardly not beat that one. So make sure you go and pull that recipe off my timeline and drop a comment that said, hey, you saw this on the live and you're going to copy the recipe and really focus on maybe a healthy Thanksgiving this year. That'd be good to know. So let's see. I think that's really about it. I'm starting to get into the holiday season, and that happens when the decorations go up. I know Denise has kind of been bouncing around the house. We do like Christmas, and we do like decorating. And so when I get it all done, maybe tomorrow on our live, if I get it all done, we'll show some pictures of the finished product. So anyway, with that, you have an amazing Sunday. And remember, it's always a great day to focus on health. So if you can get out for a walk, if you can prepare a healthy recipe, if you can drink more water, if you go to bed early, all those things, you know what? You're going to thank yourself for it. So again, thanks for being a part of my 30 days live on day number 6. You guys go out and make it an amazing Sunday.